Thank you for watching the Finance and Affirmations podcast. I appreciate you being here. Make sure you click the subscribe button so you'll be alerted when I post new content. Enjoy the episode. So I am so happy, Finance and Affirmations family, to have the Dianna Thornton with me today. She is from Enhancing Your Finances. Hi, Dianna. How are you?
I am good. How are you? I would love to thank you for having me.
Oh, it is such a pleasure to have you. So, Dianna, I know that you're in the financial space. So tell us a little bit about Enhancing Your Finances and how did you create that brand?
Absolutely. So, Enhancing Your Finances is my business where I help people literally enhance their finances. So, I got started, when I was younger in college in those days. So, I had got a lot of credit cards. When you're in college, they're just sending them to you, offers, offers, offers. And it's like, I understand money, I got that, but credit wasn't my specialty. So, I had racked up a lot of credit card debt. So, getting my way out of that and to finding a plan and creating that budget and it actually being successful to get me out of that credit card debt is what helped me to get into financial like interest. So then, after I got myself together, then I started helping friends and family. At this time, it wasn't a business. It was literally helping them. Like they say they have something going on, like, oh, let me try to help you. I can see what we can do, and then get into their success was like, okay, all right, I'm good at this. So that's how it kind of developed.
Okay, and so you got into some credit card debt in college. So did I. I think many of us did who went to school because it's just out there. It's offered that you don't necessarily have a job. So how are you going to pay for it? But that's great. So you were helping friends and family. And then what was the next step to make you create it as a business?
You know what? So I was in a group of with a group of other business owners. So at that time, I was focusing on my notary business, which I'm still a notary, but that's not my my focus, right now. But so I was actually a new business owner, so I was understanding that and getting tips and in the group. And then we have yearly retreats, and we would just go and talk about our focus for the next year. And everyone's so passionate about everything they have going on. And then our coach was like, well, you don't seem as passionate. Is there anything else that you like to do? And, what do you do for fun? What do you enjoy? So we started talking about it. And then that's when I shared with them, the budgeting and how I'm helping family and friends. And I love it. But, that's just something that I do, and then my coach was like, why don't you do that as a business? You light up when you talk about it. You really enjoy it. And you're talking about everyone's success. So you know what you're doing. Why don't you focus on that? So that's how it was like, okay, all right, this is what I should do. And I focus on that. And then I've been going ever since.
Okay, so then when did Enhancing Your Finances become a business and what year?
And 2021. So in
In 20,
2021. So I've been doing it since 2006, but it didn't become a business until 2021.
2021. Okay. And so are you doing this as your full-time business? Are you still working somewhere else? How is that for you?
I still work. So I work every day, Monday through Friday. And I work in Pennsylvania. I live in Pennsylvania. I'm right outside of Philadelphia. I'm in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. And I work for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Okay. All right. So doing what many people do, keeping their full-time job as they're working this side business, which is also what I do. I work full-time as well and do this on the side. And so what do you think has been the biggest challenge for you as you have been working full-time and doing this side business?
I would say the biggest challenge is time, 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 time. So I'm working full time. And then in my field, I work in corrections. I'm a supervisor. So sometimes if something happens, I'm called in. So I have to go in, unexpectedly, not on schedule. On top of that, I'm in school. So I told you I teach through, my knowledge and my experience and just helping people, but I'm also in school pursuing my bachelor's in accounting. So I have that as well and business. So it's like a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time. So I have to kind of do everything quick. So what I started doing this year was getting assistance. So, at first it was a struggle because I'm like, I can do it. I want to do it. I like the way I do it.
Right.
So that helped me, actually being free to allow someone to help me. And that's really making things a lot easier for me because I can do other things and focus on other things because I have them doing stuff for me. So, but time is my biggest challenge.
Okay. And so when you say you have them, are you okay to share who's helping you? Is it a corporation? Is it someone you
Yes, yes,
found on
yes.
your own?
Yes, so I have two VAs, and they were actually the company was given to me through a sister coach, and she was telling me about them. So it's a company called Ripple, and that's where I get my VAs from.
And when you say VA, what does that mean for the people who don't know?
Absolutely, that is virtual assistant.
Okay. And so what does a virtual assistant do? How do they help you?
Absolutely. So a virtual assistant is someone who I meet with virtually. We never meet in person. We're always either on Zoom or we're talking through messages. And I literally assign them tasks to do for me and they complete them for me. I'll review it. Maybe I need some adjustments, some updates, or maybe they didn't understand my vision. Then they can fix it and then everything's good. So it's a really good fit for me. I enjoy it and it really helps me out.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's definitely something that could be helpful for people who are at the same place you are. I'm at that place too. You know, you have so much going on. You're trying to do everything. You want it to make sure it has your touch, but being
Yeah.
able to give that over, I think, would you say that it helps you to be more productive and has it helped your business grow?
Absolutely, absolutely. It has been a great tool to help me to be more successful because it allows me to be more focused on more things I can create for my clients. I'm not focusing on creating images for social media. I'm not focusing on putting the stuff on there. What caption can I put? Like, I'm not focusing about these things because they handle that for me. I
Okay.
can focus on like, oh, this program, I can do this. I can create this challenge, or I can offer this program and how to master it and what can I do, what subjects, like what outline. I can focus on that stuff.
Got it. Got it. That is a great information. And so, one of the things that I ask all the people who come on the podcast is, what was your initial financial education? Because we all have it, probably came from our parents or our family. So, what would you say was your initial financial education? And then how has that served you or not served you?
Okay, so I never really got like official education on it from family. It was kind of just watching and seeing how our family is working, how we're getting things done, how our bills being managed, and things like that. So when I was younger, my mom and dad, they handled everything. They got all the, bills paid. I never was required to do anything. I never really, wanted for much, but I got a lot of things. I was spoiled. I was the only child for 12 years. So, I got everything I wanted and things like that. Now, when my brother came along, then, okay, then I have to share, right? So I couldn't get everything I wanted at that point. And that's when I started to really understand money because my mom's like, you can't get this, you can't get this, we can't afford to do this and this and this. So it wasn't like I didn't have everything I needed, but I couldn't always get what I wanted. So that actually was good for me. It was a push into the direction of getting a job. So I got a job. I think I was 15 when I got my first job. And that was cool because then I could pay for my cell phone. I had my little cell phone. Before that, I think maybe beepers came out first. So I might have just got my beeper first. But just getting my little paycheck. My first job, I believe I made $7.60 an hour. I just remember that. But just seeing that I'm working this time, it's getting me this paycheck. And then I understand the value of money from that and just like how I'm going to be spending it. Okay, I'm paying for this bill, but I can do this, or I'm not going to spend this much because I only have this money. And just understanding how much time it's costing me to make
Mhm.
my paycheck really was a good teaching tool for me.
Good. I think that is great because you did have an idea. And so, when you transitioned to college, you said you had some debt. So, what was it about getting those credit cards? You know, you had a little idea of kind of how it worked, but what do you think it was that made you get those credit cards and then have to pay off the debt?
So the credit cards were something that were new for me. It was nothing I ever had access to. So credit cards, all right. I was working. I had my money. I didn't want for anything. I had enough money to do all the things I wanted to do because I wasn't doing a lot, because I was still in high school, So I think the biggest thing I probably had to pay for was like prom stuff. But so when I got to college, then it's like I'm around all these new people. We're doing this, we're doing that. Let's go here, let's go there, let's go do this. So they were sending credit card offers to the college, right to your college PO box. So I
Mhm.
would just open them up, and I'm like, okay, and read them because you got to read your mail. So I applied for one, and I got it. I was like, what? So then they keep coming, so I'm applying for more. Just going like, oh, let's see how much this one will give me. And then it became like a little challenge, like, okay, let me see if I can get this card. Let me see if I can get this
Mhm.
card. Let me get this card. And I go to the mall, like, oh, let me see if they give me something in the store. And so then I get that, and then I'm like, with your little friends, you're at the mall. So I'm like, you get something, you get something, you get something. You want something?
So you were generous.
Showing off, right? But
Uh-huh.
not realizing, okay, so when you're paying it back, of course they give you that small minimum. So it's like, I can handle that. So just go ahead, get what you want, but then it was like when I got out of college, like I transferred. So I started off at one school in South Carolina, I went to HBCU, then I transferred back up to Pennsylvania and went to another school. So I like when I went from transferring back to home, and then now I'm not on the campus, and now I have an apartment. So
Oh,
now
okay.
I'm really understanding what's going on. Like, wait a minute.
Right. More
That's what
expenses.
got real. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And so then what did you do to take care of that? And then did you also have student loan debt that you had to take care of?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so to handle that, actually, that's when I created the budget. That's when I started creating the budget to figure it out, make it work, and create my plan. And that's actually when it actually started. When working on eliminating it, working on seeing exactly how much that I have. Like, oh my gosh, like really, that's when I sat down and looked at the whole picture. And I was like, oh, gotta get this together. But the good thing is I didn't have the student loan debt because I was still in school. Like, I mean, I
Okay.
had it, but I didn't have to pay
Pay for it.
at
Yeah.
that point.
Okay. All right. And so I love that you say that and you were willing to look at it because a lot of times people know like, oh, it's building up and they're too scared to even look,
Yes,
and it's
yes.
like you have to look so that you can then, create the plans to get yourself out of it. And so looking at like your Instagram and your social media, I see that you have an intensive course that you do. So can you tell us a little bit about that and what people can expect if they do that intensive course with you?
Absolutely. So with that, it's 6 weeks, and I call it the intensive because it literally is intense. We are going to be working. There are going to be a lot of tasks, but at the end, I promise you will be not the same person that you were from the beginning to the end. You have a different understanding, a different mindset, so much more knowledge of your own stuff, and a plan to move forward with. So in that 6 weeks, we get started. You receive a workbook. We have weekly calls that are our. We have daily prompts. So we're going to be on a messaging, and I'm going to be sending prompts every single day. So that I want to do something that it's not something that you're doing and it's a little bit. I want to do something that's a lot. I want you to think about everything. I want you to be working through everything that's going on. We're getting into your goals. We're getting into just how I said, I looked into everything I had. We're looking into everything we have because that's a big thing. We don't want to look at it. It's like, I don't want to see all that, but we have to. That's the only way we can understand and create a real plan that will actually help us be successful is to know where we're starting. Then we set or create our budget. And after that, we review it. Well, I review everyone's budget to make sure that it's not missing anything, to make sure you consider this, make sure you consider that. And then we work on how to be consistent with it, to start working with it, to know how to make adjustments. We go into savings, we go into debt. We want to learn how to build that savings. We want to learn how to eliminate that debt. So we create those plans as well. We do a lot in 6 weeks because I want you to come in, because a lot of people don't have a lot of time to, work with you ongoing. So if you just, focus on these 6 weeks, you get a lot done and move forward and have success.
That's an incredible program that you have. And so I see also on your social media, you say that you cater to high achieving women. So tell me a little bit about that and how you determined who your target audience would be.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I determine high achieving women because in my mind, high achieving women, they're already motivated, they're already goal oriented. So it's not going to be hard for them to, I want to get my finances together. I want to reach higher heights with my finances. They're always, working for achievements at work, so of course that comes with higher money. So now we have more money. So now we need to know what we're doing with our money. It's not that we don't have it, it's just managing it to success. So that's how I decided like that's a woman for me, someone who is, I like ambitious adults. I love ambitious adults. And I want people who have decided I'm doing this. I want more, I want more, I want more. So that's
That's,
why I like it.
that's wonderful. I think that is a great target audience too. So Dianna, tell me a little bit about the services that you provide.
Absolutely, absolutely. So with high achieving women, I have women who want me to walk with them in the process, while some want me to do the process for them. So that's why I offer done with you services and done for you services. For the done with you services, I'm working with them on a day-to-day basis. So for the done for you services, with those, I actually create a budget for you. We get on a call, we go over all your expenses, all of your income. You actually send me statements so I can make sure you didn't forget things. And I create that budget for you. And then we get on another call and I show it to you. I explain it to you, make sure you understand it. And then you have your budget. I have a budget review service where literally you have your budget already. You're doing this thing. And maybe it's just not as successful for you as you would like it to be. So then we get on a call, I review it. I see where I think you can make improvements and give you those improvement ideas. You start working on them and get to your success that way. I have a bill schedule service where, okay, some people we're working and we're not literally, thinking about our bills and when they're due. And sometimes we pay stuff late. Sometimes we have bills that we're paying on one check $1,000, or one check we're paying $500. So, I work on helping them to balance it out. So we're not paying so much on this check and so little on this check. So I create a 12-month schedule for every payday, just so you can see what you're paying. You never have to worry about what's due, when it's due. You just look at your bill schedule. For the people who want me to work with them and walk with them. So for them, I have a community. It's called the Financial Freedom Mastermind, where we meet every week. Every month, we have a financial challenge, and we're working in that group to do things and understand differently. Each challenge, I have you thinking about different things. And at the end, we want to know what you got from it. We meet every week. We have accountability calls, we have checking calls, we have a money talk call, and we have a budget mastery call. And then I also have a one-on-one for people who, they just want to work by themselves. They're not interested in being around other people. And that's my 12-week coaching and implementation. So those are my services.
Wow. So you said you have different challenges. Is there a challenge that you wouldn't mind sharing with us that you've
Absolutely.
used in the past?
Absolutely. So previously we did an interest challenge. So with that, they had to pull all of their credit card statements. They had to look at all of the interest they received on each one, and then they had to add it all up and see how much they're paying every month in it. So versus how much is your monthly minimum payment versus how much are you paying in interest, and seeing how much of it is actually going to the bill you're paying off, and just understanding how debt affects your debt elimination. I mean, how interest affects your debt elimination plan and how it can actually slow you down when you're paying the minimum versus paying it off in full or paying large payments.
I love that because you're really kind of getting into the weeds with people,
Yes,
and
yes,
helping
yes.
them to see, listen, you see this minimum, that's not going to cut it. And I love
That,
that they added that, a few years back through the law that the credit card statement has to show, if you make the minimum, how long it's going to take you to pay that off. So
absolutely.
I think that also enhances that, enhancing your finances. That also enhances that feature, because you may see, oh, if you pay the minimum, it's going to take you 3.5 years to pay it off. Yes, but now you're also adding, and you're paying this much interest
Yes,
as you're taking so much time to pay it off. So
that's right.
I think that's great. And then you said something about a mastermind call that you do.
Yes, yes, yes. So we do that. So we do that call every month, and that's literally we're working on our budget. We're creating
Okay.
our budget. They have little pop-out rooms that I can talk to them privately about their specific budget, but we're all working at that point. We're either creating our budget for the month or we're updating our budget. Let's say maybe, you've created your budget, but then you can make it paid this week. So now we're adjusting things. Like, okay, so now I thought I was only going to pay 100, but my bill came in and it's 110. So we're making adjustments. We're literally, it's our budget mastery call. We're doing that thing.
Wow. So wow, you are really getting to the nitty-gritty when when it comes to budgeting, which I think is really, really a great service that you're offering to your clients.
Thank you so much.
And so then tell us about your biggest challenge that you've had either starting this business, your own personal financial challenge that you've had that you were able to, that maybe you're still working through, and that you were that you were able to overcome?
Okay. All right. So in business, the biggest challenge I would say is clients coming to me because I have clients who always will reach out. I'm interested. I need this. I need this. But then they don't take that step because it's a matter of, I think, I don't know if they don't come back to me. I really don't know. But in my mind, it's because it becomes a little bit embarrassing to say, like, my stuff looks like this. I
Mm.
don't want to show anyone. And that's a challenge because I'm here to help you, but I can't help you if you don't come to me, you don't allow me to help you, you don't take that step, or someone who might sign up for something, but then they don't even attend because it's like they were ready, but they just couldn't take that step. And that's a big challenge for me because I want to help everybody, and so I can't help you if you don't come to me.
Got it. And so then what has been your biggest win, would you say? Um,
Um,
Go ahead.
my biggest win is their success. My biggest win are people who say like I can't budget. Budget isn't for me. That's not my thing. And then I have clients who we get started, start working up. Now one of them just purchased a home. One of them paid off a car. One of them is preparing for their wedding. Like just their goals, their success. When they send me little screenshots, like, look, my credit score went up. Look, this, and this. Like so, just their achievements is my success. And just seeing how many people I have touched already. I've over 200 people I've helped enhance their finances. So just like I can't believe it's like, oh my gosh, in a shorter period of time, just helping people.
That's wonderful. And so, so you said you kind of started doing this. It wasn't something that you planned. I'm also someone who loves this space. Like I can talk about saving, investing, paying off debt. What is it about it that you think you love so much?
I love it because I think it's a knowledge that we all need. It's just thinking about our future, preparing for our kids. If we don't have kids yet, being financially prepared for them to allow them to start in a better space and more comfort and have a better life, a better understanding, just to have that knowledge. So for me, it's all about teaching it so that people know and just have a more successful life because some people are given this information young, some don't know until they mess everything up. And just having the knowledge is important to me. So, I just try to help all I can at a younger age. Even with my little brother, I got him started and I just, just love that he listens to me. Like he's not one of the brothers that's like, all right, all right, all right, all right. No, he listens to me, does everything I say. He just turned 26 and he handles his own car, he handles insurance, he handles his cell phone. Um, his credit score is over 700 already. Like he listens to what I'm saying and he's understanding of money and he can tell me like, well, I figured this out. What about this? What do you think about this investment? Like he is like really, really good. So I enjoy that for everyone.
That's wonderful. And it sounds like you talk about several different topics, but what is the one topic that you just love? Like, this, you can really talk about this particular thing all day.
See, that's a hard one because I really love them all. So I would say budgeting is my focus. And then I focus on different aspects of budgeting because different people need different types of budgets and different things like that. So I just wanted to help them to find the financial plan that's the best for them. Everyone sometimes they'll try this budget and then it might work for this person, it might not work for this person, and then they're stuck. So yeah, I guess maybe budgets.
Budgets. Okay. Yeah, for me it's saving. One of the things I have, one of the affirmations that I say is that saving feels good. I love
I like
I
it.
love saving so much. And and it's part of like some of the things that I've gone through and just knowing it gives me definitely peace of mind. Knowing that, I have a plan in place, it's working for me. And so, with me being finance and affirmations have been a big part of how I have reached my goals. So when you're going through like your 6-week intensive or you're dealing with clients, what have you found that you've had to do to help to keep them motivated? Do you do that type of thing too, as far as mindset and
Absolutely. Absolutely. So for me, the biggest motivation I like to show them, through experience is after we get started, when they start to see their success. seeing that, reaching those goals. I want you to see those. I want them to motivate you for the next one and the next one, because before you got started, you didn't think you could have success. You didn't think that you could do it. So the success starts with doing it. The next success is getting to the goals and setting the next goal and just keep going. So my motivation for them is once they get started and actually get to the success I know they can have, that is motivates them to keep going.
Okay. And so when you say you really love talking about budgets, and you say you like to make sure it's catered to those particular clients. So how do you help them to find the right fit for them?
Absolutely. So we talk about how they live their life. Some people are people who, they like their cash in their hands. They're not really them. They get paid. Maybe it goes in the bank. And they pull it all out. That type of person, I know they need, a budget that allows them to have their money in their hands. There's another type of person who has everything in the bank. I don't want any cash. I don't touch it. If I pull out the bank, I want to spend it. So those people are a different type of budget. So it really depends on how they're living. I believe everybody should have a budget. So I just try to make sure we have one that works for us.
That's right. Because if it doesn't work for you, you're not going to stick to it, right?
Yep.
Okay, so then as we get ready to close, if you had to affirm someone who is just starting on their financial journey, or they're in the middle of it, and they are, just wondering how long, is this going to take? How would you affirm them through that process?
Absolutely. So I would tell them to not focus on how long, because you're already giving yourself a time limit, which will set you up to trying to reach this. And then when you don't hit that, if you don't hit it in time, because life happens, you might not hit it on time. And then now you're giving yourself an out to give up. So my focus is not on time, on doing the actions, So I just affirm, if you do it, keep going until you get to your results. If something's not working, we change it and we keep going. Don't set a time limit that is, something you can't reach and it's not realistic. So my focus is the deadlines are actual events instead of a
Okay.
time.
Okay, so different milestones that they've
Yes.
achieved and things like that. That's great information. So can you tell us again where people can reach out to you?
Absolutely. They can reach out to me at enhancingyourfinances.com. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on YouTube at Enhancing Your Finances. If they are someone who likes YouTube, I go live every week at 6 p.m. Eastern for what I call Talk Tuesday, and we do a different tip every week.
You do a different tip every week. Wonderful. Well, Dianna, thank you so much for being a part of the Finance and Affirmations podcast today. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me. I would love to come back.
All right. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed watching the Finance and Affirmations podcast. If you haven't already done so, click the subscribe button. Until next time, blessings.